everybody, what's up? It's me2 and welcome back to our Pokemon Black Plush Lock. Now, last episode we had a few struggles happen. We ended up losing not only our first team member, we lost 3 of them, so we need a moment of silence. Okay, we can move on. But we did at least defeat Elisa. So with that, we are now going to be able to move on a little bit further with the game, which thank God, because she is terrifying. This portion of the game I am never a fan of. You gotta do some dress up with our friend Bianca, which I like Bianca, just this dress up part is my least favorite. I do like Pokemon contests for the most part, especially before the BDSP-ification of them, where they kind of changed everything up. Before that, I did really enjoy them. Now they're okay for the most part. However, this dress-up, like dancing mode, I don't really like. But I do like the fact that you at least get to see Bianca get a little bit more confident, especially after talking to Elisa, the gym leader. It's nice. It's nice for her. Just for me, it wastes a few moments. Luckily, we are able to fast forward at least a little bit with the skip feature, so that makes me happy. It's just a lot usually during a normal game, so I appreciate the fact that we're able to kind of skip through. Now we have some stuff we're able to do, such as catch a new member of the Nuzlocke, that being a Minccino. I, of course, do have a Minccino plushie as well. It is from the Dress Specific line, which you're about to see there. And I do have a Chinchino as well, so that is going to be awesome. We're going to name her Enchilada. We're going to actually come back through because that was actually a clip that I meant to put in a little bit afterwards. However, I was able to add it. I had forgotten to do one little thing before I went to go do that. But before we were supposed to do that, we actually have to battle Sharon. And Sharon is still a little bit scarier than Bianca. However, we are kind of building a pretty powerful squad, and the squad does try to change for the most part a lot more frequently than you will probably see some others change. So at least we are able to get through this and do a lot more damage and take a whole lot less risks, because he is the one that took off not only our first Pokemon in the Nuzlocke, but he also killed our second one. So he is scary when he wants to be, and this Duwat is the thing that's kind of the scariest out of them all. Luckily, when we have Musharna, she is pretty powerful, so she will be able to handle him with ease for the most part. That is very thankful, but we are going to be able to defeat Duwat. It's still so sad to see a Duwat go down, but this Duwat, he might be the devil. And then next up, he has not evolved his Pansear yet, which honestly kind of lucky for us because we don't really have a water type really, which is still very scary. We need to figure out which Pokemon plushies I have a water type plush of, so that I can add them to my team, but there's just not a lot of options in Unova besides, of course, my boy Oshawott, which I can't do that because Sharon has Duwat. So sadly, that's off the table. There is one more, however, I don't get it until it's fully evolved, so that's going to be kind of annoying. Hopefully, though, we will be able to get it. I think I might be able to catch it pretty soon. It just depends. I don't know exactly what level it evolves, so we'll have to see from there, but it's whatever. But we're going to be facing off against Alder's little baby buddies, that being these 2 little toddlers and their Herdiers, which, dang, okay, able to train up Herdiers as a preschooler? That's kind of crazy. But we have proved ourselves enough, so now it is time to get over here to the bridge. We weren't able to really do anything at this bridge before we had beaten her, so now Elisa is able to get it lowered, which I guess you just need a little white girl to tell you that you're able to lower a bridge before you're able to. Yeah, that sounds about right, but she's just going to head on off. Sharon's going to go that way too, and so are we. And there is a special Pokemon we can actually catch on the bridge if you look for the little areas that have shadows, that being Ducklet. Now, while I do not have a Swanna plush, maybe Ducklet will be something strong that we can have. You can see him right there. I have the Tomy version. Maybe I'll be able to use it for something. I don't really know. Just Ducklet isn't very strong of a Pokemon unless you get it into a Swanna. And since I don't have that Swanna plushie, it's going to be very hard to try and do that. Maybe we'll find something willing. Like maybe if we're fighting against Clay, we might bring him with us just to make sure. I don't know, but the Pokemon that we have is Coco, the little ducklet. And then as well as that, we do have a Deerling, and this is super funny because this is actually the same exact Deerling that I actually have a plushie of, which you're going to be able to see right there. It is Jack Pacific as well. I don't really prefer this one as much as the other ones. I mean, I like the winter one, I think, the most out of the bunch. However, I think that's the autumn one, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it's pretty cute. But we are going to go into the big old ice house over here. And with that, we are going to find some of Team Plasma. Their little hideout is over here for now. We're going to have to fight off a little bit of these guys, and usually whenever I come over here, I don't have my full team yet, so it's kind of a hassle to fight off 4 different members of Team Plasma. Luckily, though, whenever we have a Muppet the Sock, we are kind of crazy, just destroying them pretty fast, so that I am at least very happy about. And with that, Clay is going to come, get his people to arrest them. However, it seems like arresting is not going to be good enough for some reason. I guess it's just not good. So we are not going to be able to keep Team Plasma locked away. They're going to go back to Getsis, so it's whatever. I mean, it's just useless. It was just a useless battle, I guess. It's whatever. Yeah, I poured my soul into it. Muppet basically broke everybody's face in there, but it's whatever. But now we can at least go and start challenging Clay. And once we get here, it is now time to face him. I was able to get everybody up to level 29, which is the basis for fighting him. I try to keep it at the lowest level of his teammates for the most part. At least I try to. Sometimes I might level up a little bit by accident, it's whatever. But we were able to one-shot with Brick Break. Luckily, with Muppet learning Brick Break, this battle is going to become so much easier, which I am very, very happy about. And then as well as that, I did bring Prim, the Swadloon here. Swadloon is my boy. You guys know this by now. I love me some Swadloon. I think the plushie I have, the Mochirishi one of him, is so cute. And I'm happy that he was able to at least do some damage in this gym, taking off and destroying our little Paplitoad, which I'm still so sad we never got to use a Paplitoad. That would have been so cool to use. I honestly would have loved to use that in the end game, even though he would have been a Seismitoad because I don't have the plushie of that. Paplitoad still would have been so cool. And we actually moved back to Sock to fight Excadrill, and wow. Brick Break is going to be awesome to use because he is just crazy without it. And now the fact that we have one of the strongest fighting type moves, at least a normal fighting type move, it is going to be super helpful. And with that, Clay gets destroyed by Pim and by Muppet. And I am really happy that Muppet is being crazy in all the gyms he's in. You guys got to start using Sock. I learned this years ago that Sock is kind of crazy. So the fact that I was able to use him, it's awesome. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please hit like and subscribe. And with that, I'm going to head on out. I will see you guys for part 6.